Let's see. How's it going, guys? Just starting things off. Sorry there were some technical difficulties, but I am on. How's it going? Game Promote says, hello, brother. I say hello back. And for those that might just be tuning in, how's it going? Just gonna, some ground rules. We're gonna talk about Bowcats or just really anything, from 7 to 8, the stream will be up. So for the next hour, please feel free to just talk and, anything you guys want me to discuss, just leave below in the comments section. To everybody tuning in, how's it going? SpartanCat here, and I'm live. Please make sure to leave anything you guys have below in the comment section, and I'll respond ASAP. Just kind of, a bit of a conversation here, and Q&A discussion, anything along those lines, just to interact with you guys, get a better idea of what you guys are looking for, and ultimately just have a conversation, discuss some things, talk about the Bowcats or just anything going on. To everyone tuning in, what's up? We are live. Please make sure to leave anything you have down below, and we'll just talk. Hello to anyone tuning in. This is the Spartan Cat live show. Just make sure to leave anything you have below in the comment section. But from 7 to 8, I'm willing to just talk about anything going on with the Bowcats or just anything in general. So whatever you guys have to say it. What's up? So yeah, just make sure to anything you guys have to say or welcome if you are on. It's just a Q&A format discussion. If you guys want to talk about Bowcats or life or just anything, I'm here till 8 and I'd love to talk with you guys. So make sure to leave anything you have down below in the section and that way we can discuss. Nascondra Live, what is up? Thanks for tuning in. And to everyone here, thank you very much for being here. I'm going to start trying to do more live streams in the future. I feel like it's a good way to interact with you guys, get an idea of what you guys, like in terms of creation and what you guys are watching, whether it's the BattleCats community or other things on YouTube. And also just in general to get to know you guys a little bit, just to kind of see the faces behind the screen. So anything you guys have to say, just make sure to leave down below and we can talk. Hello to anyone tuning in. SpartanCat here, and please make sure to leave anything you guys have to say down below, and that way we can talk about BattleCats or whatever it may be. Just kind of starting everything up. It's almost like trick or treating on Halloween. You just kind of waiting for people to come to the door, and I'm willing to wait. And to anyone here, if you guys have anything to comment, I'd love to talk with you guys. Hello to everybody tuning in. SpartanCat here, and if you guys have anything that you'd like to add to the discussion, please make sure to leave your thought down below, and then I'll read it in real time and we can have a discussion. But BattleCats, life, whatever it may be, I'm here till 8, and I am happy to answer any questions and talk. Mr. Reach, what's up? Nice to see everyone just entering in. Good to see. And to anybody just coming in here, how's it going? It's been a while. I think it's been since June since I've last done one of these, so I'm definitely looking forward to just interacting with you guys and seeing what everybody has to say. It means a lot to me just to see the faces behind the screens and the accounts a lot better, just to get an idea of what you guys like, what you guys don't like, and just whatever's going on. So make sure to share anything that you'd like to share with the audience. And yeah. How's it going? QWXUA. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I hope you're doing well. And to anybody coming on, please make sure to leave anything you guys have below in the chat, and I will read in real time, and we can have a discussion about it, whatever it may be, BattleCats or not. I'm here till late, and I'd love to answer any questions, talk about just about anything, and have a good time with you guys. Hello to everyone tuning in. SpartanCat here. And if you guys have anything to say, please leave it down below. Hello to everybody tuning in. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them below. And that way we can have a discussion or talk or whatever it may be. It can be a question, it can be just anything really, trivia, an opinion. I'm more than happy to talk. DeGribbo, welcome to the stream. Big supporter right there. I appreciate you a lot. Just thank you for being a member of the community, especially the past few months. What's up, new 52454? I got that. My long range vision is kicking in. How's it going, everybody? Nice to see you coming into the stream. SpartanCat here, and please make sure to leave anything you guys have below in chat so that way we can talk. I'd love to just converse with you guys, have a Q&A discussion, literally anything, we could just battle cats or not. Nice to see you guys coming here. Let me just read through. Lots of greetings so far. Love to see it. And to anybody coming in, this is a Q&A discussion, whatever it may be. Just make sure to leave anything you guys have on the top of your heads. Just make sure to leave it in chat so that way we can talk. I'm happy to answer just about anything. And just to get to interact with you guys, get an idea of what you guys are thinking, and love to talk with you guys till 8 o'clock. Also trying to do more of these streams in the future. Just let me know what days might work best for you guys, and I'll see if I could fit it into my schedule. But I definitely like to do this more than just once or twice a year, which I've been doing it that way for a while. So I'd like to start making this more of like a regular thing where I can converse with you guys, get to know you guys better, and better interact and understand with the viewers. Everybody coming in, how's it going? Glowin99 on YouTube, how is it going? Nice to see you guys coming here. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please make sure to leave them down below in the chat so that way we can discuss back and forth. I'm reading them in real time, and anything you guys have questions for me, or if you guys just want to debate something, talk about something, please make sure to leave it down below in chat. But it's good to see all you guys coming here. And once again, I'd love to continue doing these in the future, just to get an idea of what you guys are into. And to anybody tuning in, welcome to the stream. This is a Q&A discussion. So if there's anything you guys want to ask or talk about, please make sure to leave it below in chat. Literally just about anything I will answer. So whether it be battle cats or not. Eggsy for life. Welcome to the stream. Once again, happy to see everybody coming on. Means a lot. And just if there's anything you guys want to talk about, discuss, I'm on until 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and I would love to answer any of you guys' questions. Yo, Bob Blocks YouTube, how is it going? Nice to see you here. And if anybody has any questions, please make sure to leave them below. Anybody who's currently on, anything you guys want to say, just leave it below in chat, and I will answer it in real time, and we can discuss. But it's great seeing all you guys coming up on here. I love seeing it, means a lot. And I definitely want to continue doing live streams more at the rate I've been doing at. I want to incorporate it more. Yo, what is up? I don't know, but still here. Great seeing you guys on. Let me just change the color of my microphone. Boom. But SpartanCat here for anybody tuning in. And if you guys have any questions, comments, please make sure to leave them below in chat. That way we can talk. But I like the turnout. We're getting a lot of people, and I love to see it. If there's anything anybody wants to add, we can get a conversation going, and that way we can really kick off this live stream and just have a nice conversation. Red and White, my man, how's it going? Great to see you on. And if anybody has any questions, please make sure to leave them below in chat. I would love to answer just about anything you guys have to ask. Jerry, what's up? Nice to see you guys on. For anybody just tuning in, SpartanCat here, and I am answering just about anything you guys have to ask me. And just anything you guys want to bring up, Battle Cats, other games, just about anything, music, just if you guys want to ask anything. Mod, so I don't do mod. I actually run the channel completely independently by myself, and I take great pride in that. I like to have just control over a lot of the different aspects of the channel and stuff. So I'm my own graphic designer. I come up with the ideas. I make the videos and stuff. So as of right now, I do not need a mod, but I do appreciate the interest. I just, I answer every comment and every question. I don't have a team behind me or anything. So I just like to do it individually. And to me, also, it means I get to make it as personal as possible. It's always me answering things, it's always me making the videos and stuff. So I like having that connection with the audience. That's probably the biggest thing for me. So I will decline on that, but I do appreciate your interest. And to anybody tuning in, welcome to the SpartanCat Q&A and discussion. Please make sure to leave any thoughts you have below in chat. I'm willing to answer just about anything, whether it's battle cats or not. And yeah. I didn't think I was going to need more than a bottle of water, but I'm almost done with it. So we're going to have to make it work for the next 40 minutes, water or not. What's up to everybody tuning in? SpartanCat here. And please make sure to leave any questions or concerns, not that you should have any, or just thoughts down below in chat. That way we can talk and have a good time. They're not coming through. I'm pretty new to this, so I'm not too keen on the features and things like that. But I'll see. Maybe they'll come up in a minute, but I'm not really sure because once again, I'm not too in tune with all of these live streams and stuff. I need to get more used to it. What is up, Jerry? Once again, nice to see you. But I do definitely the grubble. I want to see what I can do because obviously, if you're commenting, I don't want that to not go through. So I'm gonna check now, which I don't see anything, but I'm also gonna check afterwards and make sure. And I can get back to you in the comments or whatever if I do come across things. But as of now, I do not see anything. I do appreciate the support, and I do hope that they go through eventually. But to anybody just tuning in now, welcome to the SpartanCat live stream / Q&A. Please make sure to just leave just about any question or statement or anything you want in there. That's good for the Bellcats. Ooh, okay. We got new 52454 Q&A right here. Favorite Uber? This is a great question, and to me, it honestly depends on the loadout. I don't have Casly or Phono or anybody like that, so I've always relied on Balrog, and nowadays Casajizzo is definitely one of my favorites. But all time, I'm gonna have to go with Balrog. He's just been absolutely insane, and he's definitely one of the best non-fest Ubers and best Ubers in general. So I absolutely love Balrog. The higher level you can get him, and the more talents you can get him, exponentially he will become better. And then for biggest enemy, by this do you mean like the hardest enemy in the game? Because right now I'm stuck on, I believe, Newton. And he is something, man. Millions of health, rapid fire, high damage, and DPS. Sage, it's really hard for me to get to him because I don't have many anti-Sage. So I'm just trying to brute strength him, and I've only gotten him down to about 50% right now, but he's been tough. Meta Filibuster was pretty hard when I was trying to fight him, but after putting on some cat combos and aforementioned Balrog, he was really able to make quick work of the supporting enemies when I gave him the talent combo and stuff, the damage combo. So that was really good for him. But all in all, I would say my favorite Uber is Balrog, and my hardest enemy that I've encountered to date is probably Newton because, as I said, Newton, millions of health, rapid fire attacks is really hard to actually get to him. And the peons in that stage just make it that much more annoying. But good question. Thank you. What about you? Who's your favorite unit, favorite Uber, or least favorite Uber, I should say? Anything like that? Any hot takes? Hello to anybody coming onto the stream. Welcome to the SpartanCat Battle Cats Q&A. Please make sure to leave any thoughts that you have in chat so I can respond and we can have a discussion. I see this comment. How's it going? Heal and Glow and 99 on YouTube. I see that comment. Was there one before? Oh, yes, it said hi. How's it going? Red and white, what's up? To anybody just entering the stream, welcome to the SpartanCat stream. And please make sure to leave any of your thoughts, questions, anything like that below in chat so that way we can discuss. I am on till 8 o'clock, so still like another almost 40 minutes. So plenty of time left. Make sure to just leave anything you guys are wondering in there, and I'll gladly talk with you guys. Someone, what is up? My man. It's good to see you guys on. If you guys do have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave them below so we can discuss. But I love seeing the support so far. I like seeing everybody here. 7K subs, listen, it's insane where we're at right now, especially the last few months. I mean, it's mind-boggling. I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. It's been absolutely incredible because, even like a year ago, I was at like, I want to say 2,000, a couple thousand. So just the growth has been nuts, and we're closing on 10 million channel views, which is also insane to think about because I believe March 1st last year I hit 1 million. So that's like 10 million views in a year, which if you asked me a few years ago, my head would have exploded. So I cannot thank you guys enough. You are the reason I do this. And besides my own passion, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing YouTube. It's honestly been a privilege to have this as an audience. It's honestly one of the greatest things in my life. So thank you very much. How long have I been playing Battlecats? This year will mark 10 years. I downloaded it right after the Pineapple Apple Pen collaboration, and honestly, I'm sad I missed it. That would have been great, but I've been playing for almost a decade, and it's been great. I'm on my 4th account right now because, unfortunately, you lose accounts and stuff like that. So, I've been on that side of it, but my 4th account, I was finally able to be Bun, and things materialized after that, so that was fun. Casley Uberfest is mid, Manic Eraser is mid, Bora is mid, Mizzly is good, Legend Rares are all bad. The only thing I agree with in that statement is that Mizzly can be good. And there's a misconception with Mizzly that Mizzly is always bad or very, very, out of touch because of Mizzly syndrome, which everybody talked about a few years ago. But in actuality, I think Mizzly is a pretty solid anti-alien Uber. And Mizzly syndrome only applies when there's a long-range backliner, because if there isn't one, then you're just pushing enemies back. You're not really threatening your army much. So in most situations, Mizzly will be a viable option. But when there is a long-range backliner with area attack or something like an Ursa Major or one of those Alpacas, then that can definitely be a problem. And then later game as well, obviously you'll see more mixed stages, so Mizzly does fall off for that reason. But listen, the other takes I do not agree with. Maybe this is rage bait, but I definitely, the Grabo, I definitely expected you to like Manic Eraser. Plain soup and a bowl. I apologize. How is it going? What Stories of Legend chapter are you in? So I've completed Stories of Legend. I've completed Uncanny Legends. Right now, I am currently fighting Newton and Zero Legends. So I think that's like 9 chapters in, somewhere around there. But Uncanny Legends was tough. And personally, for me, Zero Legends is pretty manageable, except for the boss stages. The boss stages have been pretty tough. Newton and Logic with my MIDI. How'd you do that? Because, like, for me, I don't have any, like, Sage destroyers or anything like that, so I'm just trying to rush him with brute force and hope that I can land some good shots. But Balrog is pretty much useless on that stage, so it's been pretty much me using cat combos with Yukimura and Bahamut that deal any relevant damage, and then using Octopus Cat. So we're gonna see. But it is kind of tough. Uberless, which stage, Red and White? Because if we're talking about Newton, then absolutely not. I'm heavily relying on Casa Jizzo and all those guys, Balrog, Yukimura. But in general, I do not go Uberless because, just very, I won't even say tough. Like, I do sometimes like challenging myself without Ubers. I like to use my 4-star lineup once in a while for a good time. But yeah, definitely focusing on using the Ubers. Probably the biggest investments on my counter Ubers, just because of, dark cat size and stuff, a bunch of level 60s and things. Hear me out. Dazzly is good. I'm hearing you out, and I agree with you. Dazzly is a powerhouse and one of the strongest Ubers in the game. So no doubt. Spam the comments. No, you're good. You're good. Listen, comment your heart's desire. That's what I'm here for, just to talk with you guys. And honestly, I'd like to see what you guys have to say. So do what you got to do. Is Nagi short? I remember that. Probably not, just because YouTube really doesn't like stuff like that. But for anybody that is inside on that joke, that was I said out loud, but I thought that was. Then I was like, holy crap, what did I just say? But that's like some Battle Cuts lore right there that definitely question Izanagi. That was funny, but surprising to say the least. Q&A, what's the worst Uber rare in your opinion? Cheetah Cat. That's not even an opinion, but if we're going to talk about real Ubers, you have that giant crab, right? You have Hermit. Hermit's probably the worst because it's just a rarer version of Mechabun, if that. I feel like Mechabun at least has some viability, but not really. So I would say Hermit, which is definitely the worst collab. If we're talking about worst non-collab, everybody's going to point towards Papaluga. But honestly, I don't know if Papaluga is that much better or worse than, the Nobeluga, because they both suck and they're both from the same event. So I'd say they're just about equally bad. Papaluga has become a meme. And one day I'm going to make an overrated, underrated video and probably put Papaluga on underrated because he's going to get an ultra form or something, hopefully. I'd love to see a Papaluga ultra form, but we'll see. And worst boss, non-boss. So worst enemy, non-boss. Heavily depends on the stage. Like metal enemies can be super annoying if they're in front of, in front of others and you don't bring something. Like yesterday for my short, I was grinding cat food so I can do the 11 draw and get that Uber. And on one of the stages, I forgot which floor it was, but I was farming for catamins so I can do those stages and get cat food for them. I had to keep knocking back a super metal hippo without critical hits just to beat that stage. And I was down to like my last rich cat and stuff, so I didn't really want to waste it. So I just spent a few minutes knocking it back to its base. Metal can be super annoying, but also Relic Squirrel. Like in general, I hate Relic Squirrel because it deals way too much damage. They come in droves and it curses your units. So Relic Squirrels are obnoxious, and that's far from a boss, but super, super annoying unit in my opinion. Luna is better than Dazzly. Depends what you need. I think Luna is a great meat shield, and for that reason, might be the best meat shield. But Dazzly, not as good as Casley, but still like an S tier Uber. You can't really doubt that. I would say that it really depends on what stage you are playing, but they're both S tier in my opinion. Mechabun is the worst cat in the game. I wouldn't say that. Probably the worst of the special legends until it gets a true form, but not the worst in the game. I'm always gonna say Cheetah Cat's the worst in the game, even though almost nobody has it. But if you do have Cheetah Cat, then I don't know if I feel sorry for you or not, because I want it for my collection, but I also don't want to cheat. So props to you. I saw that on my stream. Popular Soul is everything. Now listen, there's this one guy, I think his name's Frantic, and he does some great videos on just he has all these Papalugas and stuff come out, and it's insane. And I also just watched one today. If I don't remember the title or the creator off the top of my head, but it was every single cat versus every single enemy. And I don't know if this is like a Battle Cat sandbox or something like that, but that was really fun to watch. I've watched it like 5 times. It's just every single cat facing off against all of the enemies in the game, and the outcome is about what you would expect, but it is fun. No spoilers, but that was a pretty creative idea, and I loved watching that. Grinded for hours for Eva. Congrats, and how's it going, Cat Gamer? Listen, I love to see it. Everybody's super hyped about Evangelion, and I feel like Evangelion can come on like every month, and people would love it, and rightfully so. In my opinion, it is the second best collab, only behind Pen Pineapple Apple Pen, which I wish I was able to play, but I think Evangelion does a great job at bringing the community together. And then also, Street Fighter is great, but I would say Evangelion's a little better just because of its relevance in Japan. And all in all, the Ubers are just super cool, and a lot of them are really good. So I love to see it. I've heard a ton of people getting the Legend and stuff. So if that's you, or you just get the Uber that you want, then big props, because that's honestly like a dream come true to get your favorite Uber. Non-Uber would you like to have an ultra form, and what should they change? Listen, I'm gonna go with Mechabun. Anybody that's followed the channel knows how I feel about Mechabun. I think that he has a lot of potential, but what he needs is he definitely needs the ultra form. He's gonna need talents as well. 80% basic stat boost, so damage and health, that's necessary. And another thing that he can use is some sort of either a wave or another thing for his defense. And I'm leaning more towards defense, because if you give him 80% more offense, then that's fine. He's still doing like 20 plus thousand damage a hit, which is better than Bun Bun. But if you give him more health or make him resist hitting as a trait, then you'll see his usage go up a lot more. That, combined with him being at level 50 or 60 or something like that, would make him a lot better. But he's going to need something like maybe resistant against every trait or something, because I want to see him work. Either that, or you give him something broken on the offensive side, like explosion or waves. But he needs a ton of reworking. And for a unit that dope, he's very underwhelming. So Mechabun for life, I want to see him have the biggest glow up in BattleCat's history, even bigger than Filibuster. So great question. I would just honestly, I wouldn't really want Bun Bun's usage changing so much. I just want him to become better at what he does, which is tank and still have a good amount of frontline DPS. Kind of like Dagamaru, you know? It doesn't have to be exactly like Bun Bun, a super offensive threat, but I would like to see him at least tank a little better and protect your front line. What is the most underrated unit? What a great question. I need to think about that one, because you know what? I'm going to go with Mola Mola True Form talent, because the dodge helps his survivability a ton, and the mini wave, the mini surge, I should say, is very powerful. And for someone that doesn't have Kazui or Dazzly, I do use him in my lineups quite a bit. And a couple years ago, I didn't know that he had the true form, so I always thought he was the worst Uber. But you know, if you don't have his true form, he definitely is bad. But it's definitely a sleeper pick in my opinion. I like true form Moa Moa. Relic squirrels are your least favorite thing in the Valcats. I am right with you, man. That is the most annoying squirrel variant, first of all, but probably the most annoying meat shield in the whole game that you're facing a peon. And the problem with it is that Ponos treats it like a peon. They send 50 out, and now what are you going to do? They're almost like a bunch of Brawlos that can curse your units. And they don't just sit there either, and they don't just die like a Brawlo. They keep pushing, and they're fast. So they are very annoying, and they can absolutely ruin your day if you don't have good units. And even if you do have good units, you need strong meat shields to protect them. So it becomes tough. You need to balance your like your spammable attackers as well as your CC Ubers and stuff. So definitely annoying, and I am with you. Winasia over Dazzly, once again, I think it depends on the situation, but you know, Dazzly is definitely not as good as Kazly. I think we could agree with that, but I would put them both in S tier, and I think it depends on the situation. Worst Uber besides Cheetah Cat. Now we're going there. I would say probably Hermit Cat once again, but if we're not talking about Hermit Cat, then either Nobeluga or Papaluga for a normal Uber. But if we really want to get fun, we could also argue Coppermine and go down that route where her abilities are outclassed by a bunch of rares and stuff. So there's quite a few that we can point towards, but there isn't a whole plethora of unusable Ubers. I feel like most Ubers can be used in a few stages and be good, and sometimes carry you. It doesn't matter how good or bad the Uber is necessarily, but every Uber is built to do well at least one thing. Some of them, though, just are bad at everything. And those 5 or so that I listed, I would say, are pretty underwhelming. I have Cheetah Cat on 0 accounts. Welcome to the club. I am not a cheater either. But if you are a cheater, then at least you do get something for it. Whether it's good or bad, you know, that's up to your own interpretation, but it is a badge of something. I'll put it that way. SpartanCat, my favorite. Yes, sir. I already watched all enemies versus all cats from Frantic. Yeah, I love Frantic, man. He is just something. I actually am a huge fan of his channel. I think just in general, just watching the simulated games, it adds a lot to the community because we can only do so much on our end. but by seeing these simulations and stuff, sometimes it does bring into perspective how good or bad a unit is and how powerful an enemy can be. And it's also just fun to watch as well. Seeing your favorite cat get destroyed by a non existent cat or just two non existent cats going at it. Pretty awesome stuff. And whatever he does for his animations and stuff, he's like an S tier creator, in my opinion. Just brings a lot of fun to the game. My Alton Battle Cats got One Eyed Oscar and 11 draw, 2 Ubers. Wildcat slots is good. I love Wildcat slots personally. I just made a short on that. But Wildcat slots are just nice to have because you're not always expecting it, first of all. And second of all, it's over 2,000 cat food by the time it's all said and done because it usually goes on twice. Excuse me. So yeah, Wildcat slots definitely come through. And as a creator, I love to make videos based on 11 draws. I'm kind of starting to stay away from the long video 11 draws unless I'm doing multiple. But I do enjoy making them into shorts. I feel like they're more fast paced and it can match the energy of the 11 draws better. So be on the lookout. My 11 draws will most likely be shorts going forward. But I also have Oscar. And once again, kind of like a poor man casually. Not even a bad unit at all. It just depends on what you need. But it's great having a casually in your lineup, even if you don't have casually. So that's the cool thing about collabs. Tooth extraction on Friday. I hope it was a baby tooth. I actually had 3 baby teeth pulled in my day. Not fun, but they do numb you up. So hopefully it's not too bad. And I'm also finishing up my braces. So listen, teeth, it's worth having good teeth. Do what you have to do. And you can just enjoy your food and smiling that much more. So if you're in pain, I wish you a speedy recovery. And just make sure to prioritize your health. An App Store ad on Battle Cats, because I haven't gotten like any Battle Cats ads ever, which is actually a great thing about Battle Cats now that I think about it. You know, every single ad that you watch in Battle Cats is completely optional and it ends up benefiting you at the end. And I can't thank Ponos enough for that. Ponos, if you're watching this right now, thank you for making Battle Cats free to play. I love you. When did you get Bahamas talents? I want to say last summer I defeated the Battle Cat, not the Battle Cat stage, the Bahamut stage, the whatever it was, the invasion of Bahamut. And listen, going forward from that, absolute powerhouse. It just took me a while because he was powerful, and I don't have much against explosions. It's a very new thing, but getting him, I want to say like sometime early summer last year, and ever since then he's been great. Even though I unlocked Valkyrie's talents technically, I haven't invested MP into those because to me Valkyrie isn't worthy of it right now. I'm putting that more towards my Ubers and things like that. But Bahamut, you definitely have to invest in, no doubt. The explosion makes him arguably the best unit in the game. He was S tier before, but now he's like S tier. He's just that good. And I'm going to glaze Bahamut all day if I want to. Most overrated cat. This probably changes every year. I want to say, what do I want to say? Most overrated cat. Oh my God. What a tough question. Because underrated, I feel a little bit more confident about, but overrated is going to stir some controversy probably. So let's see. Overrated. That is a tough question. I've done enough of those videos. I think I've done 23 overrated, underrated videos, so I should know. But overrated. Who is overrated? That's tough. I'm gonna get back to you. I need to think about that, but the Rebel, I will be responding to that in a minute. Mola the God itself. I agree. Mola is a god. I know Filibuster is insane. I believe it's now for him. He now targets Relic, which is going to make him very powerful if he can get a shot off. Granted, because we were just talking about Relic squirrels and how annoying they are, because they can ravage your front lines and back lines. They have a good amount of range and speed, so be careful with that. But max talents Filibuster against his traits, he is good, and he also freezes them as well. So it's kind of like Shadow Gal in that respect. So he's able to have some control, even if the uptime is not good. It's an added bonus. So yeah, Filibuster is arguably like a B tier unit now against his own traits. I wouldn't use him as a generalist, but you can definitely use him as a specialist against those traits in certain instances. He's not going to always work, but in slower paced matches, he might be able to keep ground. Exactly. Listen, Squirrel is not a peon. All right. Relic Squirrel isn't a peon. A peon is something that's annoying and slightly inconvenient. That is like a whole boss on its own. So I totally agree with you. I want to get back to the question on the most overrated cat. And listen, I think it can be Courier Cat, honestly. Courier Cat is incredible against what he does. Behemoths absolutely destroys, absolutely no doubt on that. Red, he's probably your best option, but I'm talking more about Courier as a generalist. He's great at chipping bases and stuff like that and getting into the backlines, but he's messed up a lot of my strategies by hitting the enemy base too early. And for me specifically, that ruins a lot of strategies because as an Uber carry guy, I need time to build up my army. So if he goes and rushes and I'm trying to get rid of a Doge and I send him out and he hits the base, well, now what am I going to do? I have 3,000 cents and I need 4 Ubers. So Courier Cat is a little more situational than I think people make him out to be. And I wouldn't have said this if Casagizzo didn't just come out with his Ultra form, because I personally believe Casagizzo is a better generalist. He has more health. He can survive. He doesn't have a blind spot. And he also targets multiple traits himself. He targets angels and he targets black enemies, and he's incredibly effective against those two traits. So I would honestly take Casagizzo over Courier Cat. And Courier was definitely the best spammable area attacker before Casagizzo's Ultra form, but I now think Casagizzo is better than him. So great question to Grabo. That did take me a minute, but Courier Cat, in my opinion, is overrated just because we now have a contender that is arguably better. No dig against him. What do you think of the GOAT Can? Ryan White, I think you described it great. He is the GOAT. Like, he's probably the best super rare. I can't really put anything around that. He's probably better than Pizza Cat even because of how versatile he is. And the fact that he's that cheap and does that much damage, has that much survival. And that's not even the best part. I think all of that contributes to his bounty, basically. He gets ×2 cash, and that's huge on strategies. Basically, he hits like a truck and he gets you extra money. And for 675 cents, you're getting a huge bang for your buck. Literally, he's absolutely insane. I love him. If Super Feline had a crazed form, what are you going to deal with it? So if you're talking about like the battle, that'd be pretty weird. It would probably just send out a bunch of Super Felines in the stage. But if you do have him, I'm not sure what Ponos would do with that, because how are you going to get his true form? What do you have to do? Beat the stage 150 times until you're numb in the head? Because it's insane how just how long you have to wait to get Super Feline's true form. But if you have it, he's great. He's like a pocket ID. So good for you if you do have him. I'm working towards it right now, but as a crazed unit, I would like to see that. Maybe he would have a wave or something, but it would be, excuse me, but it would be weird, you know. Maybe he would be good against a coup or something different, Behemoth, Colossal, anything like that. Colossus. I got Can on my main account yesterday. True form. That is very good, and especially if you're in early to mid game, that is going to literally help you through the rest of the game. Can really doesn't fall off as long as there aren't a ton of enemies in the stage, and even if there are, that just gives him more opportunity to get you ×2 cash. So make sure to fully talent him, because Can is a wrecking machine. He's absolutely great, and you will enjoy using him. Favorite normal variants? Crazed Wills or Brainwashed? I think Crazed is best because they are good at stats and they usually have different abilities. But like Lil Bird is an outlier where he's better than all the other bird variants. And as far as Brainwashed goes, then you have, I believe, the normal cat, Brainwashed cat, has dodge, which can be really good. So I feel like they're all useful in some capacity, but I usually prefer Crazed. My favorite cat is Xmas Pudding. That is a mythical pull right there from the Advent stages that you get, the seasonal Advents. Absolutely love having them as a collector's item, even though I never use them, but it is worth having. How's it going, Bob1234? Elena5685, how's it going? I appreciate you, Bob. I hope you have a blessed day or night wherever you are in your time zone. That's the other great thing about this, you know, good and bad, because I would like to have as many people on as possible, but due to the way the game is popular in a bunch of different countries, there are differences in time zones. So no matter what time I go on, it's going to be very hard for me to get everybody on it. But if you are currently here, then thank you very much for being here. And to anybody else, this video will likely go up shortly after the live stream. So you could always rewatch it or anything like that. If you did miss it, you want to tell a friend or something. If you know somebody that missed it, then let them know. But you know what? I should have this up right after 8. So that way anybody can rewatch it. My favorite cat ever is One-Eyed Oscar. Oscar is very good. You know, if you do not have Kazuli especially, then this is a great way to get your foot in the door. Now you have Kazuli pretty much like 80% Kazuli, but one way or another, just a very powerful crowd controller. And just to have that DPS in range in your lineup is automatically a plus. Why do you use cat food on increased chance? That's right. I made a short about this a couple weeks ago on whether or not you should do it on a guaranteed or an increased chance. And you're usually better off with the guarantee, unless if you're really trying to get like a fest or something, or if you're going crazy for a unit and a collab. But 90% of the time, you're probably better with the guarantee, especially if you need an Uber in that set. You know, sometimes you just roll for vanity and you want a legend rare that day or something, and you don't get it. But you're definitely better off. You're definitely better off doing a guarantee. I like to have fun, and you know, it's almost like a gamble. It's entertaining for the viewers, in my opinion. Unless if you guys don't like that, you know, but I do think there's more anticipation when it's not a guarantee. But obviously there's more potential for disappointment if I don't get an Uber in a video. So it's a mixed bag. Like my last 11 draw was a guaranteed, and the one before that might have been, no, it wasn't. It was super fast. So I like do a mix, you know, different Ubers, different situations. How's it going, Cat Gamer? They should make an enemy called Aros that has 100% mini surge and is immune to any critical attacks. That kind of sounds horrible. I think I just made one of those posts about a metal ostrich, and that is a horrible idea in my opinion. 100% mini surge and immune to critical attacks. What do? You have to freeze it and knock it back and pin it towards its base. That's probably the only way you can take care of a metal enemy of that magnitude. And then just pray it doesn't land a few shots, because if it does, that's going to destroy a lot of your army. So be wary. That sounds like hell. What's your favorite cat? Ooh, my favorite cat of all time. This is tough. I don't want to betray all the cats I've used. Who is my favorite cat? Who can I just wake up in the morning and think of in the game? Might be Balrog, honestly. I have to thank Balrog for pretty much soloing Luza for me. That really won me over with him. But Balrog is such an amazing unit. He has just a ton of damage. He's cheap, and he's like Can on steroids. He might actually be on steroids if you look at him. Battle Cats is not free to play. I mean, it depends what you do, but I would consider Battle Cats free to play with in-app purchases, which are totally optional. Battle Cats doesn't force you to pay for anything that requires you to pay for progression. So I would disagree with that. I would say that Battle Cats is about as free to play as a mobile game can be. And the fact that they don't push a bunch of ads in your face either. There's literally not a single pop-up ad in the game's existence. So that's really good. You see like a little ad maybe when you comment on the main screen, but even that is usually just like the Pono's Facebook page or something. It's not even like an Amazon ad or anything like that. So Pono's is great, in my opinion, for not making people pay, and also just offering a great free-to-play experience that has become more and more rare in mobile gaming. Do you like my art, Spartan? I will need to check out your art, because I can't see it in the feed right now, but I will check after the live stream, and if I can like, do you have it on your posts or something like that? Because I can visit your channel and spot it that way, but I can't see any of your work in the chat right now. Have you tried 3-star? Oh boy, 3-star Uncanny Legends. I'll be honest with you, I don't even have ID right now, so I still need to do some 3-star of Stories of Legend right now. 3-star Uncanny Legends though, holy moly. I think I did all 4 stars on Eldritch Forces and stuff like that, but nothing crazy on Uncanny Legends, and I'm not looking forward to doing that. I'm just trying to progress right now, like in terms of other things, but that's a challenge for the future for sure. I maxed Bahamut's explosion talents right after I beat the stage. Good job. Listen, that's a great use of your MP, and I don't think you can do much better with your MP than invest in Bahamut. Bahamut is game breaking, and you would be a fool not to like invest in him because he's absolutely just, I don't even know, for like a lack of better words, he's busted. He will destroy just about any enemy that isn't metal. And as long as you time him properly, he can deal 1,000,000 damage within like 10 seconds. He does that much. So definitely use him. He is an incredible unit nonetheless. But the fact that you got it right afterwards must have felt very good. Favorite main gacha banner is I like Dark Heroes a lot because of the versatility. But Dynamite's, when I was more new to the game, was really fun. And Ultra Souls, I really wanted Casagizo, so when I finally got him, I was stoked. But yeah, most overrated unit is Izanagi. I can see why you say that. He's very popular, and he does have some flaws, but I'd say he's fairly rated. How's it going, Islas Marshall? Can is one of my favorite cats ever. Same here. I use Courier in my Generalist loadout. Should I get Jizzle Ultra Form instead? Not necessarily. I feel like they're both very great, but if you only have one slot, then I think it depends on the enemies that you're playing against. If there's a lot of black enemies or angels, then definitely use Casagizo, but I would say that Casagizo is a better Generalist in the current meta just because of his better base stats. The most important cat, you know what? You cannot beat the Battle Cats without him because you need him to progress. It's non-negotiable. You need to beat Korea with him or you don't do anything in the game. So that's actually a good point. Boom. Logic X. Yes, sir. Don't level 10 speed Ken. I would say Can is just an amazing unit, so but I would get him up as many levels as you can. Level 9, so it's the same speed as a racer. So wait, does the speed change in different forms? I actually didn't know that if it does. But Can, I would just send out your eraser like a second earlier, and then on most base paths, I won't go over it. That's what I've learned because Can is slightly faster than Manic Eraser in its true form, so just wait a second or two, and then he'll always be behind him. And you could always use a faster meat shield like Green Shell or even like a bullet train in front of him as well if you really want to protect him. But yeah, definitely, that's a good catch. Very close in speed, so make sure you know that Can is slightly slower than Manic Eraser. I was actually reading the post, Red and White, you said it. Manic Eraser and Can were the best duo. And hard to argue with that. I do think that they are probably the best non-Uber combo that you can get. Because, first of all, they're very cheap together. And second of all, Can can do a lot with protection. So that's a good point. You definitely want to have, you don't want to stagger them. You want Manic Eraser out a second or two sooner, depending on the base length and how far the enemy is towards your base. If the enemy is close to your base or it's a short base, you should be fine. But always send out Manic Eraser before Can. Early to mid game. So there's a lot going on in early to mid game. Like, are you talking about like Cats of the Cosmos range or wait into the future or Stories of Legend? Because I would consider all of that middle game, early middle game. It depends because like middle game to me would be like the end of Stories of Legend until like the middle of Uncanny Legends. And then after like the middle of Uncanny Legends, I'd say you're in late game. And once you beat Cats of the Cosmos, I would say you're in middle game. So depending on that. Perhaps 06, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. And anybody just coming on here, welcome to the SpartanCat live stream. Please make sure to leave anything you guys have to say down below in chat. I'm here for a few more minutes, so if you guys have any more questions or comments, please make sure to leave them below so I can answer them. How many legend rares do you own? Funny, I got both of them within a couple weeks of each other, all the way back in 2021. It's literally been 5 years since I've gotten a legend rare, and I got the two that I do have within a week of each other. So I have two legend rares. I literally haven't gotten one in 5 years. So maybe I'm due for a bunch at once, or maybe I will never get another one. But that's weird. I know. What's your favorite enemy? Maybe the normal kangaroo. It just drops a ton of money. Either that or like an unbuffed moth. Because I could just send Can or a trained cat at it and get a ton of money. So I love those. They're not very difficult, and you get a ton of cash for them. Favorite cat in Battle Cats? Probably Balrog. I really do like Balrog, but it can be Can. Manic Eraser is my favorite meat shield, and definitely Bahamut's up there as well. Bahamut Cat is just universally good. Not much arguing with him. I think Balrog and those other guys are absolute powerhouses, but it can really be any of them. It depends on what day it is. Favorite cat fruit? I like the Epic Cat Fruit Seed because I need them to get Las Foss's true form right now. You should make a series where your viewers suggest cats and you would say if you could beat them in a fight. I've actually done a few of those in the past, and those are super fun videos, so I'm willing to definitely make another one of those, or 10 of them. That's just a really nice video to make because I can discuss how good the enemies are. I can discuss how hard they are and stuff like that. I can bring up their attributes, but I can also just do it in a really lighthearted way, so I might revive that series. I've done 2 or 3 of them in the past. Do you have a favorite stage? Do I? Hunter's Map IV. I love Hunter's Map so much. It's just so much better than Ashvani's Desert, in my opinion, even though it only comes on once in a while in the superior stages, but it's really great for farming up all of those annoying behemoth stones. Which cat has the best design? Ooh. Even though they're not the best, I would say like the Dragon Emperors are really awesome. And then also people will point towards like the Galaxy Gals and stuff. I guess it depends what you're into. But for me, best design in the game, that's a tough one, man. I really like the Lincoln Cat, honestly. You just he just summons somebody out of his back pocket, and I think that's pretty nice. Which cat has? Oh, we answered that one. I subbed you and pulled a legendary. That is luck. So make sure that you subscribe to SpartanCat because you will get a legendary if you do eventually. Congrats to you. Legendaries are dope. The Epic Fest Uber. It's like, oh boy, like Izanagi. That's listen, man. You are in another world if you have that. You are set for a long time. Favorite cat is Pikaland Passland. I was just using Pikaland today. He's great at slowing, not slowing, but weakening and freezing. And I was just using him because I was rerunning 432 and stuff for Infernal and Heavenly Tower. So he helped out. What is up? Welcome back. I'm about to wrap things up as it is now 8 o'clock. But any last second comments, please make sure to leave them. And if not, I will end the stream. Is it weird that I almost beat all Valcats in 2 months? That is very weird because for me right now, I'm at about 7 years on my account, even though I played more sometimes than others. But if you were within like a couple months, Uber carried. Okay, that does make sense. And Dr. Nova, you're lucky you got Dr. Nova. That is a mythical pull right there. But congratulations for upsetting the Battle Cats. Favorite cat is Last Boss and Puffy. Last Boss is great, and I also love Strength and Balrog for that matter. Luffy. I love Luffy as well. Made a video and enrolled 2 Ubers. Brand new. Who were the Ubers, if you don't mind? But congrats. 2 Ubers in a video. Nice addition to the collection. But I'm going to be honest, I really have to use the bathroom. But thank you for making this for. Want a Newton guide? If you're able to, I would greatly appreciate it. Or you can just leave it in like a comment section of a post or a video. But to everybody coming on, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to definitely look forward to doing more of these in the future. Favorite collab banner? Street Fighter or Evangelion. Depends what mood I'm in. But thank you guys so much for making it. And anything else you have, please make sure to leave like a question in any of my recent posts or videos, and I'll get back to you. But thank you for making it. See you guys.